everyone, my name is Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to share with you a card from the Birthday Bloom stamp set. And this is what it looks like, a nice up-close view. We're going to be doing some watercoloring, and then also on the inside I used a stamp from the Sweet Saying stamp set. The Sweet Saying stamp set, which looks like this, has all these different fonts. And the fonts are actually coordinated with different stamp sets in the 2016 Occasions catalog from Stampin' Up. So not only do you get some really nice sentiments that already come in your stamps from the Occasions catalog, but you can even order this accessory set called Sweet Sayings and expand those sentiments with the fonts that coordinate. So I just love that. So we'll be using Celebrate You. So let's go ahead and get started making this card. The first thing that we're going to need is a piece of mint macaron cardstock, 1/4 by 11 inches and scored at 5.5. And so I'm just going to go ahead and fold towards the mountain. The score line has a valley and a mountain, and we're always going to fold towards the mountain to eliminate the possibility of our paper cracking. So here we go, we have our card ready to work with. The first thing we're going to do is work on the inside panel. We are going to have a piece of Whisper white paper for that, cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and then we're going to need 2 pieces of paper. Both of these are 1/2 inch by 4 inches, and they're from our Designer Series paper pack that is also made to coordinate with the Birthday Bloom stamp set. And so just to give you a quick peek at it, we have these lovely roses and then some more flowers, pink stripes, some balloons, and of course one of the colors in there is mint macaron. I love the confetti here. And the paper that we're going to use is this scalloped paper right here. On the other side you can see there's some really cute ice cream cones. But today we're going to use the scallop lines, and we're going to put them on the inside panel of our paper on each side. That sort of helps to coordinate with the way our card looks on the front. So we're going to have our piece of paper on the inside coordinating with that look. And then we can go ahead and stamp that saying from Sweet Sayings, and I'll just go ahead and ink that up with our Stays On black ink and just stamp that right here. Then I would like to highlight those little sprigs, and I'm going to use mint macaron ink, and I'm going to take my Aqua-Painter from Stampin' Up. It is a water pen. It has water on this end, and then you can squeeze the barrel to get water out if you need it. Now mine is pretty wet at the end, so I don't think I need to do any squeezing. So all I'm going to do is paint in these leaves. It just takes a touch, and it's okay if it goes outside the line. In fact, I kind of like that look. And we're done. So the inside panel is ready to be adhered. And I will adhere that with some snail. So I'm just going to put a strip of snail along the top, and then we'll open up our card, and we're going to center this in on the right hand side of our card. There we go. So we have our inside panel done. Now let's work on the outside panel. The outside panel is going to need a couple of strips of these scallops as well. And now I actually cased this card from the Stampin' Up! Occasions 2016 mini catalog. I did change a few things, but I did get the whole card idea from that catalog. So both of these are 1 inch by 4 1/4, and that should work pretty well on our card. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little glue to the back. And then we can set this right over here. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. And it's kind of nice to use glue because you can just wiggle it into place. All right, so we have the base of our card ready, and now all we need is our main panel. So our main panel is a piece of shimmery white cardstock. This is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And what we are going to do is some stamping. So let me grab a little bit of scrap paper in case we go off the edges. And we are going to use Stays on Black ink. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp Happiest of Birthdays to You. We're going to stamp this right up here in the upper right corner. And then we're going to stamp this beautiful flower. Again, we're using Stays on ink, Stays on Black ink. And we're going to tilt that flower just a little bit. Give it a good press. And now we're ready to watercolor. So we're going to move the Stays on Black ink out of the way. And I am going to show you all the different colors that we are going to color that image with. The first one is So Saffron, and then we'll be using Watermelon Wonder. We'll follow that up with Calypso Coral. We will use Tip Top Taupe. We'll color the leaves with Wild Wasabi, and we'll give it a little bit more color to the leaves with Mint Macaron. So let's go ahead and get stamping. Now there is one small little touch that we're going to add. In fact, I'm going to get my scrap paper back in. We're going to take this So Saffron ink and we're just going to add some dots around our flower. Now you can see how I did this. I didn't want to go too crazy, but I did just want to add a touch of color all around the flower in the bottom left and then along the bottom and a little bit up here towards the right. The next thing is to stamp a little tiny flower here and here. So we're going to do that with Mint Macaron. Here's our little flower, and we'll stamp one right here, and then another one up here. And now it's time to watercolor. So we're going to take the So Saffron ink and give it a little squeeze so that we transfer the ink onto the platform. I'm going to use the watercolor pen. I'm going to make sure I have all of the Mint Macaron out of it. That was the last color that I was watercoloring with. Now I'm going to pick up the So Saffron, and I'm just going to color this whole center section with So Saffron. And that's all there is to it. We can set aside our So Saffron. The next one we're going to grab is our Watermelon Wonder. And again, we have the ink squeezed down to the base of the pad. I'm just going to grab a little bit of ink, and then all of these lines are going to be accentuated. Wherever you see lines like this, we're just going to accentuate them with the Watermelon Wonder ink. Anytime you see a flipped over flower petal, that also can get a little bit darker of an ink color. All right, we have all of the accent lines watercolored with the Watermelon Wonder, and now we're going to take off the excess ink. I like to give the barrel a squeeze so I get some good water coming out of there to clean my Aqua-Painter. Then we're going to take Calypso Coral, again squeeze it so that we transfer color to the base of the pad, and then we're just going to pick up that Calypso Coral and we're going to start coloring in all of these petals, and it sort of leaves a nice kind of orangey color which looks good with the Watermelon Wonder. Now I'm not going to spend the rest of my time coloring the flower because I think you can kind of see where we go from here. But I do want to show you the next color that I would use would be our Tip Top Taupe. Again, give it a little squeeze and then just pick up the color, and we're going to just color these little sprigs of leaves that you see. They're almost they're a little bit different from the other leaves, so we're going to make them stand out with the Tip Top Taupe. And of course there's another one that we would do down here too. But I really want to show you how to do the leaves next. And so I'm going to grab my Wild Wasabi ink. And the way I do this is I just, again, fill the brush with some Wild Wasabi ink, and we're just going to ink up this leaf. We'll do a couple of them here so you get the idea. And you can see it's kind of a light yellow green. It's almost a tad too light for the rest of these colors. So to bring a little contrast in there, we are going to add a little bit of mint macaron. So again, I'm going to take my Aqua Painter and I'm just going to add the mint macaron right here into the leaves that we've already colored. Whoops, that got a little watery. If that happens, grab a Kleenex and just pull some of that color off. And then we'll go back and put a little bit more on. But that adds a little bit of two-tone color to the leaves down here. And of course, the whole while you're doing this, you look at it and you think, well, this isn't really turning out, or it doesn't look like Kay's looks. But I assure you that once it's done and you put it up onto your card, it's going to look gorgeous. So we're going to set this aside because I did one in advance and it turned out like this. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to add some dimensionals to the back. So I've put 5 of them here. And then we're just going to center this right on the front of our card. And our card is complete. So here's the one that I've just created for you. Here's the inside. And here's the one that I started with. They're just so beautiful. And I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Have a great day. Thank you so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. It is celebration time, so now through March 31st, any $50 order that you place, you will be able to get a free stamp set or free paper from our celebration catalog. If you need an occasions catalog or a celebration catalog, be sure to let me know in an email, and I will certainly take care of that for you and get one out in the mail for you. My email is stampingtoshare@gmail.com. Have a great day. I truly appreciate you. Bye-bye.